white supremacists and neo-Nazis to just march into Charlottesville, bringing their hatred and bigotry and violence. It's just something that we in Virginia don't condone, and the governor and I have been very clear and have told these folks they're not welcome in the Commonwealth of Virginia and to please go home. We're trying to start the healing process, Chris, and today Heather Heyer will be laid to rest. We will be at that funeral certainly to support her family and offer our condolences, and for the president to continue to say that this violence is coming from various sides. It's very clear where it's coming from. It's coming from white supremacists who brought their hatred and bigotry into the Commonwealth of Virginia, and we don't need them here, and we would ask them never to come back. And we want to start the healing process. That starts, Chris, with leadership. That starts with our president, and he has disappointed all of us.
The president says they were there legally. They had a permit, and many among them were there peacefully just protesting the taking down of the statue of Robert E. Lee, and that it was the alt-left, as he calls them, that came charging with sticks, and therefore they deserve blame. What is your take on those facts?
Well, I think his facts are very incorrect. And, this is a peaceful city in Virginia, and for white supremacists to march in with torches and with semi-automatic weapons, we believe in the First Amendment, freedom of speech, but we certainly don't condone violence. So I'm not sure what he's looking at, but they brought this violence in. We then had the individual, as you know, that weaponized his vehicle, ran down the street of crowded counter-protesters, peaceful people, killed Heather Heyer and injured many others. And again, this is unacceptable in Virginia, and we just assume they'd not come back.
The white supremacists and haters that were there were cited for unlawful assembly, were they not? It was found that the way that they were protesting, the way they were conducting themselves, was actually against the law.
It was, and we had a lot of law enforcement. We had the National Guard in Charlottesville, and I want to commend them and also our first responders. Chris, not a shot was fired with all that violence, and so these individuals and also all the folks that took care of these wounded and hurt at the hospitals, they should be commended. I think they did a wonderful job, and as you know, when someone gets in a vehicle and weaponizes it the way that this individual did, those things are hard to defend against, and so again, we just assume this not happen again in Virginia. So
if the facts aren't what this is about, because the president doesn't have the right version of them, then it's about something else. How do you explain, because I'm sure you're getting a lot of people come to you, Governor, and say, why is he saying this? Why is he equating people who fight against hate with those who espouse hate? What is your answer? What do you think is motivating our president to talk this way?
Well, I certainly can't figure out what his judgment is all about, but, he ran his campaign. It was based on hatred and bigotry, and, initially his statement, he condoned the white supremacists, and then he was given a script, and then the following day, yesterday, he came out, and I think it showed what was in his heart, and that is the hatred and bigotry that these people brought to the Commonwealth of Virginia. And again, our leaders need to step up, and this is a healing process. We need to bring this country together. There are so many issues, not only in this country, but in this world that we need to deal with, and this is not a time to divide our country. It's not a time to divide the Commonwealth of Virginia, and he needs to show leadership.
Lieutenant Governor Ralph Northam of Virginia, we wish you well down there. We will stay on the story and show the positive reaction to this negative situation. The country needs it now more than ever. Thank you for being with us on New Day.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Poppy.
In the immediate aftermath of what the president said, showing his true feelings, Republican lawmakers decrying